100,000 welcomes. Let's see here. Let's go into Primus stream. Hope everybody's having a grand day. Oh, I did do some rearranging, so things might look a little different. I cleaned up the space over here, moved my power solar panels and nuclear generators over this way, and just to see how things are going. Okay, I think I've cleaned out most everything. Let's take a quick peek at where we are, and then I'll get some water and food. All right, so we're at 160 MTI, Mega Terrestrial or Terraformation Index. We got just over 10,000 oxygen generation parts per quadrillion per second. Probably need to put up another heat and pressure rocket at some point. But we are starting to get a little bit of biomass building here. 8 tons so far, and adding a little over a kilogram per second. So not too bad. But today we're not going to focus too much on the terraformation. Maybe at the end of the run, we'll get a couple of rockets up. I'm going to grab these beans and mushrooms and a squash. We're probably need to get some more mushrooms and squash growing at some point. So, I got an error, but everything seems to be clean now. So I'm just going to continue. All right. Okay, so I've got some food in my inventory. I'm going to grab a couple of waters. I'm going to grab a couple of oxygen. I'm going to put the rest of this food away briefly. And squash. And I'm going to go ahead and eat one of these beans and carry the other 2 with me. And likewise, I'm going to grab some water and drink that before I take off. Okay, so I have 2 water, 2 oxygen, and 2 beans. I'm going to go ahead and grab my rover, and we're going to take off. Where should we go? I was thinking we could head over to the other Darkling space. This is one here that has our aluminum production in it, but there's another one that has some interesting quartz and also has quite a bit of aluminum on the ground. We are about a little over 70% of the way to our green soil, so our moss from water. So you can see here that the green is starting to take over. And we're getting a good bit of water. Need to get this jetpack upgraded. Sounds like some incoming weather. Alright, here's a gate. Click on the lights. Alright, so this is where we collected osmium, and we will eventually need to set up an osmium miner in here. Sorry. I got the Great White North. Well, it looks like that might be where we're headed, because this is still frozen. I can't quite get to my my zeolite space. Let's take a look at what's north here. I did pick up another osmium, which is handy. Let me grab some oxygen here. Another thing I did was, you'll notice that I did grab some of our, I converted the rest of these to, let me go ahead and grab this stuff and take it with me back to the main base. Grab another water. Oh, gee whiz. Well, I'll deal with that later. Whew. All right. Ah, took down my last locker. That's silly. We will eventually need lockers here too. So I'll go ahead and dump this stuff here. It'll be kind of like overflow, and I'll fix those later. All right, let me get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and run through this little maze. Find our eventually we'll get some water in here. It's kind of cool. Oops. Yep. There's our other wreck. Oh. Just head north. So this is what I call waterfall country myself. We considered briefly putting a base up here, and I told you there'd be a lot of good water effects. And here you can kind of see them before the plants come in. They're very visible. The whole series of waterfalls. This eventually will be quite full of water. All right. Let's see what's going on up here. The last time we were here, this was pretty much a frozen wasteland. We didn't do much exploring, but there you have a lovely space. It's going to require some explosives to get into. You see all the detritus there, the little boulders. I don't think I didn't bring any explosives, but I'm going to go ahead and drop my vehicle here briefly. And start poking around. I think we've got some... Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this with me. It doesn't have a beacon yet, so I just know where this is, roughly. It's pretty much due north of our big crater. And a lot of times underneath these waterfalls, there's a space we can explore. This one looks a little bit uninteresting. Ah, here we are. Got some stuff. No explosives. Oxygen level is critical, and I haven't picked up my materials, which we'll be doing right now. Let's see, what do I have here? I've got my titanium, so I need a silicon, and some iron. I have 2 iron. So let's see here. There's 1 iron. And another iron. Let's go head over here. Take a peek where we are. Alright, so there's a big waterfall behind us. There's our space that we need explosives to get into. There's another box over there. Let's set up our no explosives here either. Okay, I might have to make some. But I think I've got enough materials for a beacon now. Okay, so let's head back over to the place where we need an explosive to get into that space. We'll go ahead and set up our living compartment. Yes, I know all about it. Thank you very much for mentioning that to me. Oops. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I didn't grab 2. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Let's see here. There's lots of iron. Get a storage container going here. Okay, silicon. Get a tier 2. Here's another one. I'll grab a couple more of these because I used up an oxygen. Okay. Oops. This trackball, I still get a little overly excited and I spin the ball around. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can put the beacon right on top, I think. Oh, T4 heater. That'll come in handy. I'll just call this explosives, because we're going to need some. It's going to be kind of hard to change the color, but I'll go ahead and make it nice and red. Maybe. I'll grab that and drag it over here. Kind of a deep magenta. How's that? That seems appropriate for explosives. Alright, I'm going to need to drink some water. Go ahead and I've got enough to make explosive powder. And I don't know if I have the pattern to make explosives yet, to be honest. Let's see here. I will need a advanced crafting station, so I'm going to need some additional aluminum for that. So for the time being, let's just kind of poke around, see what we can find. Here's some aluminum. That'll come in handy. Like just what I ordered. But I need 3 aluminum, and look at here, there's 3 aluminum. Let's see here. Actually going to need 3 aluminum, a silicon, a magnesium, and a titanium. So this additional... Let's see here, I'm going to grab enough materials, make some more oxygen, but I also want to build another living compartment on there. And of course, all of my iron was previously sourced on the other side. Here we are. Okay. Ah, here we are. Lots and lots of iron. Okay. Head back to our space. And I'll throw that on there. And build one of these. That was interesting. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, I don't know how to make explosives yet, so I have to find them. I can make explosive powder. Thank you for the reference there, Dev. Go ahead and put this stuff here. Oops, I put all my oxygen away. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. Oh, a couple of green beans here. All right. So let me poke around with some a little bit more. Oops, hang on. This is the direction we are finding the aluminum. Let me go ahead and go that way for a little bit. There's another big ol' Sometimes you find boxes or a little crevice in here. Oop. Got a little bit of a chimney there. Like the waterfall underwater. I always like that effect. Here's another box. Yes, I know. Alright, well, some aluminum. That'll come in handy. One more waterfall. I'm running a little bit low on oxygen. I've got some of the... Oh, here, good. This will come in handy. I can make some water now. This is probably what's left of a glacier. Ah, look at this. I remember this place. Yeah, this is a little cave. There's a box up there. Hang on a second. I can make another house if I get some iron and titanium. I think I have to have silicon. Yes. Titanium. One more iron. I'll make a living hut to get some oxygen. Up in there. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna need a silicon and an iron to make a tier 2 converter or crafting station. I'm gonna grab this aluminum. Aluminum is still pretty valuable. Stage the game. We have a couple ice too to make water. Where's that? There it is. No explosives, but I got some bioplastic. Gotta be a iron around here somewhere. There. Okay. Alright, these are cute. I'll make some water. Have enough of that to make oxygen just yet. Go ahead and drink that water. I've got enough material to make a locker. Put this extra stuff here. So you know what I'm going to do? I think this is a good place to collect things, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my rover and fill it up with stuff. Okay, I'm going to eat one of these green beans. I don't think I found any food out here just yet. Negative. Alright, so let me head back over here real quick. Okay, so we've got some water. I found some aluminum. Take this iron to another crate. I jumped right over. Still no explosives. Probably have to go into a wreck to find explosives. Sometimes you find them out in the wild. Righty there. Let's get some of that aluminum. Some more oxygen. It would be nice if there were some supers on the ground here too, but I guess I can turn the aluminum pretty easily into supers. Make a super, you just need one of each of the base metals, so cobalt, magnesium, aluminum, iron, silicon, titanium. Not necessarily in that order. Alright. Okay. Here. My inventory is full. Okay, I'm going to need to take some of this oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and grab that and head back out. Ooh, another crate. That'll come in handy. I just have to remember where that one is. Left my rover over here. There's another cave over that way. Okay, maybe I didn't leave my rover over here. Oh my god, I've lost my rover. Okay, maybe not. And right by the end of that cave. There it is. Alright. Okay, so let's get some of this stuff in here. Picked up quite a bit of aluminum, some iron for my trouble, supers, iridium rods. I will go ahead and grab that stuff. It's not particularly valuable. That's a 400, I'll keep that. Okay, I'm going to turn one of these into oxygen. Oops. Take another water. Okay, I'll take this with me. Go ahead and leave the okay. Drive. Okay, so we've got our explosives. Beacon. I'm just going to drive around in the water here. Ah! Guess I hit a rock. Okay, so this is my... Alright, so this is where my beacon is. I could go ahead and convert. I think I might have the materials to go ahead and make a rocket engine, which is something that we're going to need here in just a minute. I can make one rocket engine. Okay, I'll make one. It'll take up less space than the rest of that stuff. Okay, no more. I'll go ahead and leave the rest of this here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this sulfur in there. Drink of water and throw an iridium rod in there. Okay, we're going to head home. I'll drive a little ways. This is the large canyon that we saw earlier on our adventures. I'm going to kind of avoid it at the moment because we're kind of on one end. There's the giant arc over there. We'll talk about that later. There's some things we can investigate over that way as well. These are our maze of monoliths, which means that right over this little knoll here, that's knoll with a K, not a G. Don't know why we can't spell knoll without an extra letter at the beginning. That's okay. I got my little roadway that I can drive on. Don't really have a good ramp over here yet, but this all-terrain vehicle does fine. Does fine. Okay, so we do want to send up a rocket. I've got an engine. I'm going to need 3 silicon or 3 cobalt. I've got 3 cobalt, but I need 2 supers. All right, so I'll go ahead and grab a couple of supers, and I'm going to throw the rest of this stuff in overflow for the moment. The titanium, don't need that. I got the 3 there, so I'm gonna need this silicon here in just a second. So I'll throw the magnesium there, and iron, green beans, that stuff. Just kind of dumped some things out of my inventory. All right, I'm going to eat that other green bean. That'll take me up to 100%. All right, now let's get this rocket out here. I think the silicon is going to give me pressure with it. And I think that might be... No, I think it's heat. Yeah, so the cobalt is pressure. No, I'm completely backwards. The cobalt is heat generation, and it gives me uranium, which is good because I'm going to need the uranium to make more rocket engines. Go ahead and launch that. Get up here. There it goes. And here they come. It's pretty quick the way that works. It's not even in orbit yet, and they're already coming down on my head. I'm going to go ahead and grab all this aluminum and iron. Put most of the aluminum in there. I've only got room for some of the iron. Silicon. I'm going to need another silicon. And magnesium. So I've got 3 silicon, so I'm going to need another rocket engine. And that's going to... going to take 2 uraniums, which are right here, and iridium rod. Oops, that's not the rod. Iridium rods, and a super. And I think that'll help me make an engine. One more engine. Yep. Okay, now to make the rocket, I need a 2 more super. Let's not rename anything. 2 more super and the rocket engine, 2 super and 3 silicon. That's all I need. Okay. So let's get that going. There we go. Now this is the pressure multiplier, and it's going to give me iridium, which I don't really need a lot of iridium because we got the mine, and we raided that giant crater. So I've got a lot of iridium, but, you know, I need the rocket. Okay, so that'll give me another 10 times what I've got on it'll, you know, add to the previous rockets. So it'll be, I think, 20 or 30 times now. 30 times, I believe, of what I've got on the planet's surface production. So I'm almost all the way to Moss, 95%. And we've got almost 9,000 nanopascals per second pressure being increased. And we're at about 72, it's about 7250 on the picokelvin per second. So probably are going to need another heat and pressure rocket to catch up with the oxygen before I go ahead and do more oxygen. But I think we're in pretty good shape there. That should increase our MTI for quite a bit. Let me grab these beans. Eggplant. Not that I won't put up another plant rocket before I do that. I probably will. So I'm going to need to make some... I think I need a lerma and a tree bark. And I need to make another rocket engine. So the plant is here. And then we need a fertilizer, a rocket engine, 2 super alloy, a lerma, and a tree bark. Okay. And then I need to go pick up that stuff. So I'm going to need uranium. Okay. Okay. There we go. Uranium. That was weird. That was seriously odd. Okay, and an iridium rod. And that'll make with a super. It's going to make an engine. And then I need 2 supers. And Lerma and a bark. Okay, and then let's go ahead and make the engine. Okay, now I get that. Hang on, let me put the consumables down here briefly. Go ahead and drink that water. I'll carry a bean with me. Okay, and then one more rocket. And then I'll go pick up that other material. Oop, I forgot to make the fertilizer. That's not too difficult to make because I've got the algae already. And I don't have the sulfur in my inventory, but I'll grab that here. So algae, 1, 2, 3. Or 4. 3. I need the eggplants. I need 2 of those, I believe. And then I need a sulfur. I'll grab 2. Just because I always get the 2 and 1 mixed up, but I'm pretty sure that's all I need. Fertilizer. Yes. All right. Now let's get that rocket in the air. All right. Plant rocket. Okay. Now I need to empty out my rover and go pick up all that radioactive material that's been scattered about. Titanium, iron, cobalt, everything's pretty close to full. Sulfur, put a couple more away here. Iridium, uranium, iridium rods, oxygen seeds. Bioplastic. Oops. Still don't have a place for bioplastic. I forgot about that. I might be putting it here. I'll put it here anyway. I'll put it in the overflow. Oh, look, a beetle. Okay. All right. And just yeah. All right, so I have some explosive materials here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I will continue on my own, pick up that material. You don't need to see me running around picking up rocks. So Sluggofoil, it's been a lovely adventure, and I will talk to you all soon.